Ben is throwing pens. Leiter is working his way back. Witt is just resting right now. So we'll figure it out. I see all three of those guys coming back. So clearly that helps a lot. It when we can get especially Leiter back in here, and it allows him to be dynamic and maybe shorten some of the duration of the outings for some of the other relievers that we've had to lean on a little bit. That's what we talked about from day one being a key part of this staff, getting us where we want to go with how this is put together. They're coming along. Like, it's not going to happen this weekend, but they're coming. So we'll figure out Sunday. We do have some options. And, going into today, at least you have Army and Ox, who we were not going to involve in the game Tuesday back. And we hope Jamie can do his thing. Clearly, we have our work cut out. They have a really dynamic staff. So Jamie needs to get us into this thing and have some length. We need to defend and, maybe shorten the back end opportunity.
Coach, following up on that, Nick Kurtz has been on fire recently for Wake Forest, back-to-back ACC Player of the Week. Can you just talk about your plan for him going into this weekend?
You just have to navigate. You have to be really careful. There's not a lot that gets him off his game. He's one of the best hitters in the history of college baseball. The discipline is exceptional. There's not many holes. So you just have to make sure within the strength of what we're running out there, we're executing pitches to the best of our ability, knowing that, when you look at a guy that's got the 40 walks and 19 punch outs, like there's not a lot of swing and miss. So trying to evade him when possible. And at the end of the day, the key is, does he come up in situations where you can pitch carefully? If you have opportunities to put him on base, do it. And just limit the damage and opportunities. There are holes, but you're talking about very small, like holes. You want to try to go up and in or get chased down and away. The margin of error is slim, and his ability to recognize and take some of those pitches that are out of the zone lead you to the walk totals that you see. So a well-rounded hitter, out of the Tibbs mold, like just well-rounded. This park plays offensively to hitting balls over the fence. It's 300 feet to right field. It's 310 to left. It plays really small down the line. So, it does give hitters like that a chance to really pile up some good offensive numbers.
Just how unique of an arm talent is Burns, and how do you prepare for an arm like that? And just what do you tell your guys going into that?
Well, I mean, you're looking to start with 100. So the fastball velocity, you hope that if you can manage that and stay controlled as you try to gear and set your sights for that, you don't really want to try to match his velocity with your swing load and effort. That's when the velocity becomes even more difficult. So simplicity and calmness and just preparation. Our guys have seen it. Like they've seen this stuff before. Then I think you have to go to the secondary pitches, which are all above average. So you're talking about, a front line right-handed power arm with two breaking pitches and a changeup, and it's all in play, and he's in the zone. You just hope you can compete through some at-bats and drive that pitch count up. He throws a lot of strikes, so if there's something that I guess you do like is that this stuff is going to be in and around the zone. So, but Brett, there's no way around it, man. It's one of the best arms in the country, and we have one of the best arms in the country on our side today too. So you try to match this with your own elite starting pitching, and hopefully you can find some opportunities and capitalize. But clearly, it starts with, can you manage the fastball velocity and knowing that you can throttle back a little bit and try to put some of those secondary pitches in play. That's the key. If you're caught in between the fastball and the secondary pitches, you're going to have a tough go of it, which is why in 57 innings he struck out over 100 people. So not an easy recipe, but This is what major league frontline, top of the rotation arms are like. And we have to be able to manage it. And we've got guys in our lineup that have the aspirations to see that down the road. And we're going to have to be on it and locked in, starting with the fastball.
Hey, Coach, I hope you're doing well. This is the first time I've been able to chat with you this season, so I'm excited. I don't have you until Tuesday, but I want to talk to you really quickly about Daniel Kantu, having him at first this year, just someone that can be so clutch. What does that do for your infield?
I think that's the most underrated position in the sport, especially at the college level. So many things happen over there that he allows to just blend in. Like he's got a good sense around the bag, the low throw, the high throw. He's athletic, so he gets to ground balls and, could be a third baseman with his athleticism and throws well. So to stick him over there, it just settles everything. And, he's had some huge at-bats on the offensive side, but the maturity, the size, the physicality, he makes it look easy. And when you have good first baseman and you see good catching and you see really good umpiring, it just kind of blends in with the game and he makes it look easy. And he's helped our entire team, the infield, everybody.
And on,
Link, go ahead.
you can go.
Link, I was just curious about Dorsey. You guys have been able to extend him a little bit with these two starts, and probably would have wanted to go deeper against Miami. But what has he shown you, and what could maybe a 4 innings or 5 innings kind of give you on Saturday?
I don't think we've seen him other than maybe twice in his time here where everything is working. And we're trying, like his bullpen Wednesday, like we're trying to get the stuff harnessed a little bit better where there's some good fastball command and he sprays it a little bit, but when he stays through it and stays on line and drives it through the zone, we've seen it up to 96 miles an hour. We've seen a really good cutter slider. We've seen a good changeup. His mechanics are a little unique and the arm action is what it is. So when we can get all of that to line up, it's outstanding. When it's not, that pitch count climbs on him a little bit. The fastball mistakes become more frequent. Those get hit. And he, I think there have been 2 outings where it's all together. There have been a couple outings where fastball sliders in play, not changeup. There have been a couple where fastball changeup have been in play, but not slider. So him managing that dynamic, unique arm slot is deceptive and tricky to pick up the ball. It's just a matter of him feeling through that. Like there's only so much Mike and I can do when we're in the 4th inning of a game and he's out there on the mound, like trying to get him to nail down those mechanics and stay through it and just feel the release point. The difference for these guys in the bullpen setting is you might throw 3 or 4 of the same pitches in a row to work on something. In the game, you're rarely going to do that. So the feel from going from the fastball down and away to a lefty to the slider down and away to the fastball up to the changeup to the righty in sequences, that feel is what he's got to continue to harness. And we've seen it a couple times. And when you do, it can be wipe out good stuff. But that's why the outings don't lengthen like you would always hope. And we need it. Like if there's ever a weekend, we sure need it.
One more for Link here.
And Link, now that you've gotten Cal involved a little bit, just how would you evaluate kind of the middle infield with the 3 guys that you've been using and rotating a little bit recently?
They all need to play. They all need to play. Cal has great baseball savviness and feel for what he's doing. Got some sneaky power. He's a strong kid, pretty physical. They're all different. Like all 3 of those guys are different type players, and it's nice to get them in there. We've used Cal at times against some left-handed arms to give Faroe a breather. Cal can play short. Faroe could play short. Lodis could play second. Yeah, but at some point, you want those guys to become as comfortable and familiar with the positions they're playing as you can get it. The fall and some of these other times where you're trying to move guys around a lot. At this point, with the way things have been going, we kind of settled there. But Cal could play either middle infield position. Cal could play third base. So to have a freshman with that kind of game savviness and ability to step in there and handle seamlessly second base. We've seen him make some really good plays at second base, the backhand play up the middle to start that double play. I think that was one of the Miami games, I guess, like just a beautiful play. We've seen him do the same thing at shortstop. Like he's a baseball player, and the thoughtfulness of the game, thinking through at bats, probably beyond what most freshmen do. It's impressive.